Okay, so we have been studying decimals, and before we get started, I just want to do a quick review of the decimal place value spots. So we have a decimal point here, and to the right of the decimal point is our first spot called the tenth place. Then we have the hundredth place. And you know it's a decimal because the words end in THS. The last spot is called the thousandth spot. And the thousandth is new to 5th grade. So when you see a decimal like this is read 3, then we say the word and in the middle, then we say the whole number in the back, which is 264, and then we give it a decimal word. And the decimal word that we say is either going to be tenth, hundredth, or thousandth. The way we know which word to say is we look at the last digit spot. This spot is in the thousandth place. So we say 264,000. So again, this number is read 3 and 264,000. Okay. When we look down here, this number, there is no whole number, so we say nothing. There is nothing here. There is no whole number, so we don't say and 13 something. We just say 13, and then you need your decimal word, so you find what spot the last digit is in again. The 3 is in the thousandth place, so we say 13 thousandths. This number is 3, and we say the last digit place value spot, which is the thousandths again. If we had 0.9, we would say 9 tenths. Moving along, we learned yesterday that we can take a decimal and we can put a decimal into different forms just like whole numbers. We learned that we can make fraction form, standard form, which is just a plain number like this. We learned that we can put it in word form, which is what we did over here, 3,000. And then we learned that we can do expanded form and expanded notation. And there is a difference. Notation uses parentheses. Expanded form is just adding the different values of each place value spot. So if we're going to do this first decimal, 2 and 473,000, if we were going to put that decimal in expanded form, we start with the largest place value spot in that digit, which is the 2. It is in the ones place, so we pull out that 2. We could put 2.000, but we don't have to do that because of the imaginary decimal point after the 2. We know that there's already a decimal point there, so we don't have to put that. We can if we need to, and it would still be correct. So we pull out the 2, then we add that to the next digit here, which is the 4/10. So we write 0.4. You could also say 0.400, and you could put a 0 where the 2 would go. But we don't need to do that. The next digit we pull out is the 700th. So we make that 0.07. We don't need all the other zeros, but we can put it if we wanted to. And the last digit we pull out is the 3,000th, so we add 0.003. This is 2 and 473,000 in expanded form. Expanded notation is just a little bit different in that we use parentheses. Again, you just start it with a 2. We make parentheses, and we're going to make groups of the place value spot. Okay, sorry about that little interruption. Okay, so we're back to doing this decimal in expanded notation. So again, we start with the 2 and we find out there are 2 groups and you want the value. What place value spot is that 2 in? Well, it's in the 1's place. So 2 groups of 1. And again, 2 times 1 is 2. So that's your answer there. Plus, we pull out the 4. We're going to have 4 groups of, what position is the 4 in? It's in the 10th position. So it's going to be 4 times 0.1. Remember, a tenth means 1/10. You also might see it 1 out of 10. Be prepared to see both ways. Plus, we have 7 groups of, that's hundredths. So we need 7 times 0.01, or you might see it 1 out of 100. Be prepared for both ways. Plus 3 groups times, let's just write it in a fraction form this time, 1 out of 1,000, like that. And this is expanded notation. And if I were to multiply all these numbers out, I get 2, I get 0.4, here I would get 0.07, here I would get 0.003, and then I combine them all and I get this digit right here, 2.473. In this final example, I have a number in expanded form, and I wanted you to create the standard form. So you're just changing this from expanded back into number form. And I want you to be really careful and make sure that you use your dashes. This tip will really help you. If you set it up, you will see the 1 or the 3 here is in the 1's place, so you want to put it in the 1's place here. The 6 is in the 10th place, so you want the 6 to go in the 10th place here. The 0.03, this 3 is in the 100th place, so you want it in the 100th place here. And the 2 is in the 1,000th place, and the 2 goes here in the 1,000th place. For expanded notation, we would do 3 groups times 1 plus 6 groups times a tenth, which is just 1/10. A tenth, again, remember, is 1/10, plus 3 groups of 100th, and you can write it either way in fraction form or decimal form, plus, I'm going to go down here, 2 groups times 0.00